As soon as you enter the U.S. judicator territory of a state boundary of any kind, right? Yeah, now the Secret Service is playing defense and CIA is playing offense. And again, now we must invite them there, otherwise this is a breach of the, do I have to call Rayner and do I have to call Kerrigan? And again, if they're getting along, now, if you keep pestering them about this while they're on their date, then shit's gonna go, they're both gonna be coming into your office or my office, right? So yeah, I mean, it might not seem fair that Rayner can just walk into your top secret army base. Well, what about the FBI? Well, our headquarters is in Washington, D.C. You get it, yeah. Yeah, the almost became the world's biggest weed and hooker store with the Don Diablo's meth lab in the basement. Yeah, we had to kick out the drug enforcement guys and all who's taken all the alcohol and tobacco. Yeah, right. The nerve center of all this, our headquarters is outside of, it's in their jurisdiction. So if the FBI goes praetor imperator, right, the executor can come into our office because it's in their jurisdiction, not ours. Right. If FBI headquarters was in Judicator's jurisdiction, we could be cooking up all the meth we want in Don Diablo's kitchen and no one would know nothing about nothing. Now that we're in executor territory, straight up CIA, it's CIA in charge, not Secret Service. The SS Waffen has to be invited there. You get it. Rayner and Kerrigan have to get along. If they divorce, if they break up, if they can't get along in paradise there, then you're gonna see some serious galactic fucking dominion of the queen bitch of the universe. Yeah, it's happened before. And so, just to be clear, that also means, there's been debate about, people have been shot trying to break into Area 51. Yeah, no, they have big signs saying you will be shot if you come in here, and basically, when you're in the United States, you do have rights, partner. Just talk to Marshal Rayner in the Supreme Court, Department of Justice. Yeah, when you leave the United States and you are now in the executor's fucking martial law jurisdiction, martial law of the fucking executor indeed. Now Queen Bitch of the Universe is in charge. And if she's gonna go all ghost Spectre and cap your ass, then I'm sorry, Marshal Rayner can't really do much about it at that point. You broke into her bedroom, basically. Yeah, no, only Rayner's allowed to walk in there, exactly. If they're getting along. If they're not getting along, it's going to turn into a civil war. Exactly. And remember, the NSA and the federal marshals are both joint responsibly for border security. That includes the borders around Washington, D.C. and Area 51 and all these tiny little blank squares on our map. Oh yeah, that tiny little square that's not America. Yeah, it's another base somewhere. It's fucking Fort whatever. So, yes, technically the Marshal is obligated to know where that is because he's responsible for preventing invasion from that tiny little box, Pretoria 76, whatever. And the National Security Agency, Rayner and Kerrigan have to sit down and agree on all of these little boxes on the map. Otherwise they're not doing their job. Yeah, you get it. The Marshal is obligated to have keys to all of these Area 51 lizard orgy you gotta let the lizards into the fucking conspiracy orgy department. There has to be lizards in the lizard orgy. And of course, if you are the spy master, that means that realistically, America has two armies, two distinct, departments of kicking your ass, whether it's John Wayne or James Rayner or fucking straight up George Washington off the Monitor Dreadnought. You get it. If the army fails, right. There is a separate army just to protect the country. So, people have gotten into things. Oh, what if Japan did invade America? Could they really make it? No, unfortunately not. They didn't have enough soldiers. They didn't have enough resources to conquer the States. Think about it. Even if Japanese 9/11 got past Pearl Harbor and made it to the States, they could wreak havoc and cause a lot of damage, but they would eventually run out of fuel and ammo and food and people, and every time they got to a new state, they'd run into another fucking James Rayner apocalypse. You get it. They have keys to all the armories. At that point, NSA has given them the green light. Go to all the Area 51s and get all the BFG fucking big fucking guns, and now they have all the tanks and missiles, and at that point I do get my fucking Predator drones and Spectre drone fucking Spectre gunships. At that point there is a Praetor apocalypse going on. So right, it's like there are two different armies. This one is doing this and that one's doing that until things go nuts. So if you defeat the army, you're then facing the other army who, it's like they're not quite as good at this or that, but they are very close. It's like if you don't instantly follow up with that, if you wait too long, now James Rayner is coming out of here or there anywhere. And kind of vice versa. If you sneak in from the outside, whatever, for one reason or another, prisoners of war, if we capture bin Laden, whatever, yeah, I fucking arrested Harminder at the airport, you get it. If he happens to get away, the executors should be ready for that. Yeah, you're facing two armies no matter what. So, what about the normal army? Yeah, what about the Department of the Army and all their little offices here? And, you know, I'm not a politician. It seems like a department is a group of agencies, you know what I mean? Like National Security Agency, Central Intelligence Agency, they work through the department. We all work through the Department of Defense, you get it. The Department of the Army includes the Corps of Engineers and all the other shit in the Army. Yeah, right. It's another office full of people with phones to call other people in offices with phones so that the spy master from here, there, anywhere is right. Even people who work there are confused. You get it? It's like, it's just confusing enough that, yeah, sorry if it sounds like rambling nonsense, but you probably get it. When the army comes, it's coming out of DARPA, DOA, fucking right. And like, something like the Corps of Engineers, great little example to jump off from. Yes, there are engineers in each department, yes. Someone has to build all these vehicles, someone has to build the jets and tanks and planes, yes, those are all engineers. Some things are contracted through private companies like Ford Engines or whatever, but then, right, someone's designing right. Ford did have, like, the example in World War II is the P-51 Mustang, the Ford Mustang, yeah, exactly. After the war, well, let's put these engines in cars, right. That's as close as it gets in a normal, like, stuff the public would know about easily, right. Yeah, those were UFOs back in the day, whatever, some fucking P-51s flying around before the Messerschmitt jets, and we all started going with the Luftwaffe Messerschmitt after that shit. Yeah, we all use the jets now, indeed. So basically, yeah, once again, the public face of the company, the thing that, yeah, if you ask them, well, what do you guys do at work? Yeah, they gotta say something, right? Yeah. Basically, your Corps of Engineers is like headquarters of the nerds, all the nerds in the lab who come up with whatever, yeah. And like, if they're buying, you know, if they're gonna contract out Ford engines, like, okay, think about it. It's like, we need an engine for our tanks. Okay, I have a car outside that has an engine in it. Yeah, should we start with that or should we start from scratch? Let's buy the best engine available from our contractor. Yeah, who sells the best engine right there? Oh, Scarface fucking Al Capone says it himself. Ford makes the best getaway car. Let's start there. Buy a Ford engine. See, yeah, okay, this is the best we have so far. Sure, we can upgrade, improve, tweak this and that, but this Corps of Engineers is the sort of nexus of nerds, literally. Whether you're buying technology, selling technology, inventing, if someone in the Marines has an idea for this, so yeah, this kind of body armor, whatever. Complaints from the Air Force about, you know, airplanes in the Navy. Yeah, there are helicopters in the Army, there are airplanes in the Navy, there are fucking boats in the Air Force. Yeah, right. Someone's got to keep track of something around here. Here's your Corps of Engineers, call Ace headquarters, fucking bunch of nerds in a building that, well, yeah, who do you need to talk to today? And this is, of course, the main, like, construction contractor. Yeah, like, when they building all these bases, yeah, there's hundreds of bases and bunkers and silos and, yeah. Instead of calling a random contractor every time, well, should we get the engineers from, yeah, call Ace headquarters. There's your contractors for engineering construction, for building bases. Well, if the Air Force wants a base, they might have to call the Army. Yeah, call someone to call someone to call someone to call someone. Eventually, you'll call someone at Ace headquarters, and they'll come build your base for you. And realistically, this minimizes the cost. Like, you know what I mean? The markup. Yeah, it's get it done the fastest with the least expenditure. A bulk purchase. It's like, okay, building one base, it might be cheaper to hire one guy. Yeah, oh, I know a guy. Yeah, some crazy guy can build a bunker for you. What if you need hundreds of bases all over the country and more in the future? Yeah, bulk purchase. What do you charge for 100 bases? Start your own fucking construction company, and then yeah, now you can just tell them to build whatever the fuck you want, and you're just paying for materials and right. This cuts it down to the bottom line. So that's their own construction company to build all their bases and shit. You might get too, it's also for the sake of security. Right, if you just hired Ford to build the base or whatever, yeah, right, then whatever company you hired would have the blueprints to all your Area 51s, yeah. Whatever so-and-so contracting down the street would have, like, blueprints to Area 51 in their tax records. Like, no. Don't just hire some other guy. Yeah, start your own construction company, they build the bases, and then only you have rights, only you have those blueprints, exactly. That way even James Raynor doesn't know what's inside the base, but he knows where it is and he has the key, and if it comes down to it, one of them's gonna be coming into your office. Again, this is the nexus of nerds. This is where any, you know, okay, we're going to build factories for these new tanks. These are the guys who are going to coordinate that. Whether you're hiring contractors, yeah, they'll build the factory, exactly. Call the marshal, where are we going to build it, exactly. this is the office they'd go through. Even like with us with body armor and getting the you don't doubt it, the marshal here going to get new tanks, whatever. Yeah, you don't doubt he's calling Ace headquarters to see what's up with the tanks. So in that, this also, like, this is one of those big advantages. I'm sure most people will get, fucking Scarface Master Huntsman gets it. Yeah, this is a big advantage. Before we get into the Lizard Ball conspiracy, they got their own construction company, and depends, whether it's, again, this is like a whole department, whether you're building buildings and bases, whether it's vehicles, just ammunition and explosives. Yeah, this might sound like peanuts, sure, every little shell casing is just another peanut. It's millions, a lot of peanuts, motherfucker, yeah. Who's gonna make all this ammo? Should we buy it all? Yeah, right. They are buying guns, like there's different companies that make guns, like Browning Automatics or fucking, whatever, fucking Smith & Wessons and Chesterfield or Winchester. Again, buy the Ford engine, and then once we have the tank we want, once we have the rifle we want, once we have whatever, we can mass produce that one thing until we want something else, and then you call Ace headquarters and do it all over again. Call the marshal, he needs to, exactly. I mean, it's kind of like how McDonald's makes their own ketchup packets. Hey, again, bulk purchases, cutting corners, that's one of their secrets. Yeah, they make their own little condiment packages, all the little salt and pepper packages, the little sugar packages, they have their own factory and their own company just to make ketchup packets so that they don't have to buy them, and in the end, it's cheaper. Same with this. Yes, this Corps of Engineers is in charge of making ammo, making just explosive, like, material, powder stores, yes. And fucking, we're low on powder stores, sir. Yeah, I know, call Ace headquarters. They have warehouses full of just raw explosives, gunpowder, fucking whatever, shells, artillery shells, bullets. Right, it's just, because you gotta think, there's 50 bases, 50 states with bases here, there's a lot of fucking different places that need ammo. You got hundreds of people calling this office, that office, this department, a lot of phones ringing. Right, there's a reason they're not all in the president's office. And then just when they thought their job was done, we got all the bases we need. Repairs, they're calling in, someone needs repairs here, there, we gotta build a base in another country, right. Anytime you need to call call Ace headquarters indeed. And so really, like, when you look at the army, there's lots of jobs in the army that don't involve combat. Half the jobs, or even almost more than half, like 2/3 of the army is people in buildings and offices. Sure, it might be dangerous work here and there, but only about 1/3 of the army, as in the department of the army, is actually out there fighting, like, you know what I'm saying. Yes, that's still a large number, but I can't remember, there's some kind of saying, for every soldier in the field, there's 2 other soldiers feeding him or getting him there. One guy had to drive him there and the other guy had to feed him, and the third guy is the guy shooting people, right? So again, it's like, whatever, it's just easier to manage if you have this Corps of Engineers. And then something like the Marine Corps, that's the main difference, whatever. They're both soldiers with guns and tanks. The Marine Corps is sort of, quote-unquote, tip of the spear. Sure, it used to be the old redcoats off the Monitor Dreadnought. Every Marine is a rifleman. Every Marine is basically a redcoat with a green coat now. Right, even the engineers, it's kind of the distinction. It's like, okay, right, if you join the Marine Corps, you're almost guaranteed to be carrying a gun around and having to shoot someone. You get what I'm saying? That's more like, we know we'll get into it, but as opposed to, let's say you want to serve the country, but you don't want to shoot people. There's other jobs. You could get a job building things. You could get a job inventing. Right, there's other jobs that don't involve getting shot. And I know how that might sound, but realistically it means more access to soldiers and recruiting and everything, right? Like when you think about, okay, this army versus this army, this country versus this country, what's their population, how many able-bodied adults do they have? Right, if you just look at, a billion people, half of them are seniors, children, disabled people, how many able-bodied, healthy adults do they have available? Well, some people might be a little young to go shooting or whatever. You might have a small injury. You fucking potato face Batman, right, you could have problems. That's some straight up problems like potato face Batman. But you can still make ammunition. You can still be a fucking mechanic fixing vehicles, exactly. And like when you apply, maybe you don't want your family all worried. Oh, don't worry, dear, I'm not joining the Marines. I'm just going to the fucking nerd lab at Ace headquarters. You can come visit me on the weekends. Right, that, you get it. It's whatever, sleazy advertising. That way people who otherwise might not, if it was just the army in Stalin's Kremlin, you might not join. Your wife might not want you to join Stalin's army in Kremlin. I'm just joking, guys. Come on, you get it, though. Or if you say, I'm going to an engineer corps where I will be building things and fixing things, and you can visit me on the weekend. You get it. And even, you know, if when it came to drafting, and they don't do it anymore, but they could again, yeah, if you're in a situation where you might get drafted, you could try draft dodging, whatever. You also have, here's options indeed. Here is another option.